This class is concerned with ethics in business research. Now, the class overlaps with other classes in the series, and it's important that you look at those in conjunction with this one. The material will be broadly similar. This is just a slightly different perspective and will help to amplify your understanding of the issues. So please look at the other classes and make notes from them and study this one in the context of those as well. It's a fairly short class, so it won't take a long time to go through it. So let's start with research ethics. Ethics are just norms or standards of behavior that guide our moral choices. So ethics are norms or standards of behavior that inform our moral choices. Ethics guides our behavior and the way we manage our relationships with others. So it guides our behavior in our dealings with others. In the context of research, the ethical principle is to ensure that no one is harmed or suffers adverse consequences arising out of the research activities. So when we talk about research ethics, we're trying to ensure that no one is harmed or suffers adverse consequences as a consequence of the research activity. Ethics and morals. Well, ethics questions deal with the theory of morals. So the difference between morals and ethics is a theoretical study of morals. Morals is the more practical application of ethical principles. Moral questions deal with the practical world and attempt to assess whether a course of action is right or wrong, whereas ethics looks at the principles. Now, the ethical treatment of respondents and the guidelines associated. Well, explain to the respondents the expected benefits from the research. When the respondents know the expected benefits, they may be more willing to participate and understand the issues involved in the research. Reassure the respondents that their rights and their welfare are protected, that the research will not in any way hurt them or reduce their rights or their welfare. And obtain informed consent from the respondents. Informed consent means that they know what are the issues. They are informed about all of the issues associated with the research, what the research is for, what are the benefits or the likely benefits of the research, what's its methodology, how will it be conducted, what are their rights and how will their rights be protected. They know all of that, in which case they're informed. And when they know all of that, get their informed consent. Get them to agree in full knowledge of all of those circumstances. Now, the issues related to protecting respondents, well, as I said, get informed consent. They know what's involved and they agree. They agree openly. If there are issues of confidentiality, reassure them. If they don't want their names associated with the research, agree to it, unless the research has some requirement that names are important, in which case they would have to be excluded. So confidentiality, if they look for confidentiality, give the confidentiality and stick by it, honour it. They may have a right to privacy. In other words, that they don't want their private lives examined, or they don't want issues in some of the questions to be known. So that has to be respected. That's their right. It may be that the sponsor doesn't want their name associated with the research as well. They want to have it done secretively. The company wants the research, but it doesn't want its name associated with the research because respondents may not like the company, or the respondents may like the company and give biased results. So Non-disclosure of the sponsor may be an issue as well. And the purpose of the research. What's the research trying to do? What's it aiming at? There may be a requirement that is not disclosed. It may be sensitive research, for example, in some medical area. And if the purpose of the research was known, it would cause distortions in the answers. And who knows the results of the outcome of the research at the end? Do the respondents get a copy of the results, or is it just the people commissioning the research get a copy? Who's informed? And there's an issue right at the start of agreeing that who will get a copy and who will be informed about the outcomes of the research. And there are ethical issues related to the research team and to the members. Research in business may involve safety issues. If it's the construction industry, the researchers' safety on building sites may be an issue. Researchers working in manufacturing may have issues of safety. They need to be trained in how to conduct themselves on the premises to ensure their safety. And all team members must be briefed so as that they all act ethically, they all act according to the principles set down that govern the research. So there should be briefing and training of all members of the team to ensure consistency throughout the team, if it's a team research, that the principles are adhered to. And if there is an issue that some party to the research wants anonymity, give it, unless there are good grounds for requiring that information, in which case the person should be told, and if they wish to be excluded, that is their prerogative, that's their right. But it may be simply to inform the people of their right to anonymity, and if they don't wish to have their name associated with the research, honour that. Now these are a very potted, brief version of issues associated with ethics and research. As I said, this particular video overlaps with another one dealing with the same issues. This is a very quick version of it, but it's slightly different slant, slightly different issues, worth looking at, and go back to the other videos as well. But that's all I'm going to do on this session, so I'm going to say thank you for watching.